Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a reality that you don't really live? What if I told you the only thing you need to really change was a simple half-an-hour practice in the morning? I'm going to dive into this. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm just going to share my video with you today, and I'm just going to talk about what really helped me to change my life. Because a lot of people you see online and say they live in their dream reality, and I really do. I've got total freedom, which has been incredible for me. I'm really happy. I live with the woman of my dreams. I do what I want, when I want, with who I want, which is the ultimate goal, right? I never thought success was for me. I never did. I was really stuck in my job. I tried lots of things in my 20s. At one point, I wanted to commit suicide in my 20s. I used to do things that like partying, taking drugs, doing other things that were obviously not conducive to a successful future. But how did I start to overcome all that? After believing success really wasn't for me. I tried lots of things. Everybody wants to work from a laptop, right? We'd all love to work from a laptop and just be able to sit in Starbucks on our PC and, on our computer, and just be able to work with our own time freedom and not have to answer to a boss, not to ask when to go to toilet, right? Because we don't want to be in a place where we wouldn't go if we didn't have to. And that's the question that I want to inspire you today. If you're in a place, a lot of you will have fire in your heart and love in your soul, and you know there is something better for you. Otherwise, my content wouldn't resonate with you. But honestly, where it changed for me is giving myself time in the morning. Honestly, it might sound so simple, but I cannot stress this enough to you. I'm going to break down the scientific backing, the scientific reasons behind this as well. So basically, if you're in a reality you don't like, you get stuck into a psycho-cybernetic loop, right? When you focus, whatever you focus on and whatever you put your energy into and you think about and focus on grows, and our thoughts and our feelings create our manifestations. So if you're focused on a problem at the end of the month, like your bills, this small amount of money you've got and all these bills, and you're worried about this situation, what if you focus on what goes wrong, it's more likely to go wrong. Right? Because we're emotionally recreating the same situation over and over again, and humans think 90% of the same thoughts every day. And we think 6 times more negative thoughts than we do positive thoughts as well. So we've got a propensity to think into our problems, and what it does, it recreates that same situation. And one of the things you've got to do, you've got to break that thread. And what a lot of people do is they'll go to work, they'll have a bad day, and then they'll go home to their partner, and in their spare time, they'll relive that situation to their partner again, so that even when they're home, they're not free of that stress, because they're reliving it, they're trying to de-stress by telling the person they care about, and they're just reliving it all again. And what they do then is they go to bed, and they wake up straight away. They go to bed often in stress, and the night time we get high stress levels anyway because we worry. And also in the morning, what people do is they wake up and they tend to, as humans, what we do is we scan for danger. You can really program yourself out of this, and I'm going to tell you how in a minute. But what you do is you scan for danger in the morning. So a lot of people have higher stress when they wake up, because another thing is jumping straight into social media. Imagine if you're living a life you don't really like, and you're stuck on this thread. You're stuck in this thread all day long. You come home, then you complain to your partner all evening long about it. Then you go to bed worrying. You're going into your sleep cycle, which is really bad, worrying. You go into a theta state. Your subconscious mind is highly impressionable. You go into a theta brainwave state about half an hour before you go to sleep. So if you're worrying about things, that's really gonna snowball into your day tomorrow, and you're gonna carry it into the sleep state, which is really not good for the subconscious mind. You're programming your subconscious mind to say, this is my reality and these are my issues, and they will manifest the next day, because emotion is energy in motion, and what we focus on grows. And that's the simplicity of it. I'm not going to go too woo-woo in this video. I talk about a lot of deep topics, law of attraction, manifestation, spirituality, on a deep and very esoteric level. But I want to start from the grassroots level here, because people need to know this information. This is where my life really transformed. And I'll tell you about my story. So I was working on site, and I hated my job. I was on £200 a week. I was running around in gangs, doing things I really didn't want to be doing. I had a good heart, but I was stuck with the wrong people, and I just didn't see a way out. And then I found some spirituality, I watched a film called The Secret, which is very simple manifestation, but it's very inspiring. I highly recommend you go and see that if you haven't seen it. But there's a lot missing from The Secret. But the thing then was, YouTube wasn't readily available, so there wasn't all this information out there. You had to find books, and I went into reading books, a lot of books, and I turned my car into a learning centre. So I would play things like I would just play inspirational content. I actually had CDs of some of the things I played, like mindset content. Anything I could get my hands on, started buying courses. And what I did was, I quickly learned that the morning was going to be the time where I was going to change my life, and I started to meditate. Now, you might think meditation sounds cheesy or woo-woo or something. Meditation is absolutely crucial. On a scientific, fundamental level, what it does for your brain is life transformational. So basically, imagine this. Imagine like you're trying to find answers. I need this help. I need this guidance. And what happens is, imagine a bandwidth across your brain filling with stress. The stress of Janice's baked beans on Facebook, all these lights going off, there's a car beeping outside, there's all these issues, and it goes like this, right? So imagine it was just full as a wave like that. What happens is that drains cortisol, stress into your body, putting you into a primal state, so you're anxious, and you don't see what's going on, and this stress builds up, and it manifests in the body as dis-ease, right? Disease is actually dis-ease. It's an unfavorable mental state that causes most of the problems in the body. Obviously, you can worsen that and heighten it by taking, carcinogens, eating bad foods, eating loads of ingredients, bad nourishment, malnourishment, and doing alcohol and drugs and loads of caffeine and loads of toxins. Obviously, all of this adds to it. But the initial state is caused by dis-ease, right? And it makes it really, and also it's like a snowball effect, and it circulates like it's like a loop effect, because what it does is, the inability from the stress, we have the inability to make better decisions, so we end up making more worse decisions, eating more bad foods, trying to numb the pain and stuff like this, and it's a real bad cycle to be stuck into. So when you meditate, imagine concentrating on something very small, like even something like simple as counting, like 10, 9, do this with me now, 8, 7, 6, even just rub your fingers together. Rub 2 fingers together with so much attention you can feel the ridges on both fingers. Really do this for me. Nobody lives in the now. Most people, when they're doing the tea, worrying about putting the kids to bed. They're putting the kids to bed, worrying about getting back downstairs to Netflix. They're watching Netflix, worrying about work. Then they go back to work, they're worrying about hurry up and die, hurry up, get the clock spinning so I can get home, wishing their life away. They go home, repeat the same process again. When you find peace, what happens is that bandwidth, and that's where your intuition comes in. That's your third eye. That's your divine downloads from the higher consciousness. It's so true. It's the God of possibilities. When you learn to master the present moment, your present moment awareness is the most powerful thing. Now, also, when you meditate in the morning, you wake up, don't go on social media. It's the ultimate toxic no thing. I tell all my clients this. I've helped hundreds of people in my capacity as a coach. So I started off, I was a scaffolder. I went into health and safety, went to the top of my industry, helped 3,000 people in that role as a health and safety manager, running campaigns and helping people do that. I also left that career then and managed to help loads of people, hundreds in my capacity as a coach here. I've got a large communities in the background here that I help. If you ever need some help, feel free to reach out as well, just in a comment or whatever. But also from that point, I was able to get 10 million streams in my music as a professional international music artist. Some of you might know me as music artist as well. But where it started for me was really being able to do these meditations in the morning. And what it was, not looking on social media, right? Waking up in the morning, not going into other people's business straight away. Because the reality, you're trying to escape your current reality. If you jump straight up in the morning, go straight back into that reality, you're stuck in that loop. You want to get up at half an hour earlier, even half an hour earlier at bare minimum, but even an hour earlier. And I started to love this stuff so much. I was getting up 3 hours earlier. I didn't start till 8 and I was getting up at 5. Right, so even though I teach this stuff now, people could say, "Oh, it's easy for you because you work for yourself. You've got lots of time on your hands." But this is how I got out of my 9 to 5, by doing this. So you want to get up an hour earlier. Do not go on social media. You need to look into gratitude and practice gratitude. Just start by writing 5 things down that you're really grateful for. And this is energetic. It's quantum physics. This is, you literally vibrate differently. When you start to vibrate to the level of receivership and you start your day in gratitude, you will start to become a magnet for success. And things you'll start chasing will start chasing you. And what it's going to do is going to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because if you ever bought a red Golf and all you see is more red Golfs, zooming past, you see loads of red Golfs all of a sudden. Why is that? You activated the RAS, which is the reticular activating system in the head. And what that does, it filters out more things that pertain to your predominant thoughts. So basically, if you're thinking about worry and lack and everything's out to get me, you will see more people who are out to get you. Because we are goal achieving machines, and you will find and complete that goal. But if you make your goal gratitude, oh my goodness, thank you for this water. 500 million people are suffering and starving right now, and I've got clean water, oh my goodness. Do you know that you shower in drinking water? You shower in drinking water, that people would beg for your dirty water. They would beg for it, right? And you've got to write down things you're grateful for. It could just be thank you for shelter. Imagine having it taken away very briefly. Imagine you've just got something back that you take for granted. And that's what humans do. They take it for granted. And it's really powerful. So write down 5 things you're grateful for and spend some time in it. And you've got to feel it. That's the secret that's missed out of the secret itself. The real secret which was missed is the feeling is the actual secret. People think law of attraction. I've been thinking about this new job. I've been thinking about my 9 to 5, late my 9 to 5. I've been thinking about all this money. It's not showing up. It doesn't work. It's absolutely wrong. The head is the piece of music, but the heart is the instrument. You've got to feel it. Thank you so much that we made it today. It's a celebration of health, right? Thank you that we're here. We've got YouTube. And we can talk and we can learn, we can meet new people, we can find new ideas. Thank you so much. Do you know what? I've got my health today. The greatest gift ever. I'm here. I've got running water. I've got food, shelter. So many people would love to have, just, you see what I'm doing here, right? So do it for yourself. And what happens is you start to think, so-and-so gave me a coffee yesterday. So-and-so helped me with that. Thank you so much to that person who let me borrow their car. Whatever. Somebody gave me a lift home from work yesterday. What about that person who's really nice to me? Oh, I got a refund from this place. You start to see things showing up, but spend a minute on at least 18 seconds on each thing. When you create 18 seconds, it creates it starts to create that shift in the quantum field. It's really true, and there's a lot of science to back this as well. It'll take hours to go into it, but I'm just going to share with you what really works. So you want to meditate then. So you want to practice some quick gratitude, and you want to put a meditation. Find your own one on YouTube. Visualize your future. Any vision, you find one that suits you, right? Because in school they wanted us all to sit down and do Mr. Brown's history book. We're all different. Find one, somebody's voice that you really like, it's got a lot of views, so you know it works, so you know it's positive. And sit down, get some headphones, and get used to doing this meditation, because what you're doing is you're creating your future, the new future you, before you go into your old self. And if you get up, go straight on your phone, rush straight back to work, you've got no chance of changing that. And watch how your day starts to unfold. Watch the downloads when you give yourself this gift of self-love. And that's where it grows. You love in yourself enough to say, I'm not going to dive in to my old life right now. I'm going to dive in to me, my new future. And you're going to visualize, you're going to go there emotionally in a visualization. And what happens is you create memories of a future event. And that's really powerful. And you start acting, you're compelled to act. When you meditate, things are happening, you don't even know why. Because I meditated and I stuck to it. And not for 1 day, 2 days. I did it every single day and I loved it. I woke up, I'd sit down, I'd meditate in the dark, I'd put some nice music on, a nice meditation in my headphones, and I'd start to visualize, sit there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even 40 minutes sometimes, and visualize my future, how it's going to feel. And creating that feeling state is what makes a quantum shift. And you will see synchronicities start lining up for you, a new job opportunity. You'll see possibilities, you'll think positively, you'll be courageous, you'll also build discipline and self-love. And life is a mirror. When you love the world, it starts to love you back. Start to love your future. Get in love with the idea of your new future and watch what happens to you. So I highly recommend, just for a start, my recommendations to you is just for get up, do some simple, do not go on your phone. Watch what happens. You will feel a shift. You don't have to answer all that stuff or go looking at other people's stuff. People spend so long looking at other people's vegetable patch, they look back at their own, there's no vegetables in their patch. And this is what you've really got to get out of. It's a huge habit. And all of this rewires your neural pathways for success. You're literally causing a new neuroplasticity to change under the hood at the root level. And there's so much more I can go into with this. I help people with this. I've got app technology that really helps to program a subconscious mind. Powerful stuff. But you really want to sit and give yourself this time. So I highly recommend for you a simple start. If you want to start, you've got to give yourself the morning, and that's your time. If you're working 9 to 5, you're doing like that's the time you've got to create now, because you're going to be tired in the evening. You're not going to want to do in the evening. You might be even more difficult. That comes next, right? When you say I'm not watching Netflix anymore, I'm going to change my life. All right, that's enough in this video. Please give me a like, give me a subscribe if you enjoyed, give me a comment as well. Comments are really powerful if you're watching this, and I'd love to know you're watching this so we can interact, because I'm really grateful for your time. Thank you so much. Also, hit the bell notification because it shows you when my next videos come up. So if you love my content, you love something about the way I speak, I've just started out, right? I'm going to be here. I'm here for this, right? So I'm on a lot of other platforms. I've got some big followings in my music and other stuff, but I love this, right? I'm here to do this. I love it. I'm so committed, and I'm just here to chat, and I hope it helps. We got to help each other, right? You've got a big purpose in the world. Who are you going to help on your journey? And I mean the people close to you. Who's going to benefit as well? Your children, your family. Who are you going to help when you become this great version? Dial into those feelings right now. Put your hands on your heart, your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your heart, and say, how are you going to feel when you're free? How will you feel when you're free? Ask yourself that question. Take a big deep breath. Feel the relief now that everything worked out for you. If you're watching this video, everything is going to work out for you because you're here, right? Especially if you've watched this far. You're a doer. And like I said, you've got fire in your heart and love in your soul, and you're going to make this happen. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Big love.